The last class we have discussed about litter management. There are two ways of keeping the birds. Either you can keep them in cages, or else you can keep them in the deep litter or any like on the floor. Okay, there are two ways of keeping the birds under the intensive system of management. Okay, so we will not discuss in details regarding the semi-intensive system and the extensive system, because that will differ from farmer to farmer, and there is no not much specification. Okay, but for intensive system of management, people will go for intensive system of management when they are going to rear many numbers of birds. Okay, even for the small numbers like 50, 100, you can go for intensive system. So intensive system of management is a scientific way of keeping the birds. So that is why which way you are going to keep, whether on the floor or whether on the in the cages, that depends upon. So that depends upon the farmer, the initial input, how much he can give, and all those things. Already regarding the deep litter, we have already discussed. Today we will discuss about the management of the birds under the cage system. So, cage layer management, the advantages are, first and advantage is that it is easy to manage. Okay, you are going to keep the birds in confinement, and one bird will be, or if it is in the colony, around 10-15 birds will be there in the cage, and management becomes easier. It is easy to handle, it is easy to catch the bird. So it is very easy when the birds are under the cages. And you can also house many numbers of birds in a limited space. Suppose you are having 100 square feet of area. Okay, you are having 100 square feet of area, and in case of the deep litter system of management, or under the this one slatted floor, if you are going to keep it in the floor, and then you can only keep only 100 broilers in that 100 square feet. You can keep only 100 broilers, and you can keep only 50 layers. Okay, 50 or 60 layers you can keep. But when you go for the cages, you can accommodate more than that. Okay, you can accommodate. We'll see in the subsequent slides how you are going to you can keep more numbers of birds. So the housing of more number of birds is possible in a limited space, provided the ventilation and all are very proper. And clean egg production is there, because there will be no litter. The feces will not come in contact with the egg. Usually the eggs are usually clean. There is less problem due to parasites and other diseases. Okay, can you get my point? Less problem due to parasites and other diseases. Why? Because you are going to keep less number of birds in a cage. Either you can keep a single bird in a cage. If you are going to keep a single bird in a cage, that bird will not come in contact with the feces of the other birds, because it will remain in one cage. Okay, so the parasites usually they are transmitted when the eggs are voided in the feces. Those while eating food and all, the feeder may get contaminated, and the birds are usually if one bird suffers from parasitic infestation, the others also will get. And other diseases also, like pox, then many other respiratory problems and all. If you are going to keep the birds in the floor system, then all the birds will be together, knowing you will not know which bird is suffering and all. While catching also, it will create a problem. So when you put it in the cages, a single bird, if it is there, then it will not come in contact with the other birds' species, and also the parasitic problems will be less. So that is why in the cage system we usually deworm the birds. The frequency is very the duration is much more prolonged than when you are going for the deep litter system of management. Easier culling. Now all of you know what is culling. removing of the unwanted birds. That is easier culling. Just 1 minute. Easier culling when the birds are not performing well, like when the birds are under the deep litter system. For broilers, there is no problem. Okay, for broilers, there is no problem because the broilers. They will you can see their weight, okay, by visually you will know what is the weight of, or where one bird is heavier than the other, you will know, okay. But in case of egg production, you will not know which bird has laid the eggs or which are not laying, if you are going to keep the birds together in the in the litter system or under the in the floor, okay. If you are going to keep them together, you will not know which bird is laying, and unless and until they go into the next box and lay the eggs, okay. But identification becomes a problem. Then proper record keeping is very easy, like everyday egg production. You will come to know how it is done. The egg production you will know. Then if you want to breed the birds, and then you can use the females along with the particular male, so you will know the offsprings from which male and from which female. So those proper record keeping is very much easier and easier to observe and care for the birds. If any bird is just it is huddling together, it is not moving, it is not having feed, it will come to know, okay. And it is more hygienic also, and feed wastage is very less. Feed wastage is very less because you are going to give the feed outside, and so spillage will not be there. So these are the main advantages of the keeping the birds in the cages. All of you are hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So is it clear, this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Every system, whenever there is advantages, some disadvantages also will be there. So in case of the cages, what are the main disadvantages? First is that there is a high initial investment. Okay, suppose you want to start a broiler farm with 50 numbers of birds. You can just simply have a room which may be only concrete. Then you can have around, say, 10 inch high wall, and on top of that you can have any locally available like wire netting you can do, and just spread some litter material on the ground, and you can keep those 50 numbers of broilers. Okay, it is not very costly. But if you have to go for the cage system, you will have to have the house. On top of that, you will have to have a proper ventilation is required. Proper ventilation is also required in the floor when you are going to keep the birds under the floor. But on top of that, you have to have the cages, okay? And the cages also, there are some specifications, so you should buy the cages also, which may be costly. And from time to time, in case of the floor management, there's only sometimes there will be breakage of the floor, or some cracks may be there, so you can just but in case of cages, after 4 or 5 years, again you have to buy some cages. There may be major repairing will be required, okay. So those are the things that you have to take care. So initial investment, the cost of the cages will be high, around 50 rupees per bird. It will be there 50 to 60 rupees if it is locally available material, or if you go for a higher, like very sophisticated ones, it may go up to 200, 300 per bird, okay. So the initial investment is very high. Then wet dropping is there because if the dropping doesn't fall onto the trays beneath, then since there is no litter material you are going to provide, because the wire mesh will be there, so they sometimes suffer from the wet dropping, and it may stick onto their food, okay, which is not there in case of the litter system of management, because they will come in, the droppings will will come in contact with the litter and it will become dry. Okay, handling of manure can be a problem. Handling of manure can be a problem. Why handling of manure can be a problem? Because already in deep litter we have already discussed how it is done. So how handling of manure can be a disadvantage in this cage system than that of the other floor system of management? Anybody? Are you hearing? Why the handling of manure can be a problem? What do you feel? Why it is difficult to clean? Cages are very congested then, because there will be a tray underneath. There will be a tray underneath to collect the manure. But you have to handle the manure, not like in case of deep litter management, you can keep the birds for 2 months if it is dry. There is no need of handling the manure every day. Is it clear? But in case of the cage system, everyday handling may not be required, but once in 3 or 4 days, you may have to handle the manure if you are not putting litter material down. So those systems are also there. So we will discuss. But in general, when you are having a cage, you will have the fecal tray. We used to say fecal tray on underneath the cages, and that you have, because you cannot have a very thick, like too much depth also you cannot keep, because you have to manage in that way. So every week, twice every week, you have to handle it, and if more number of birds are there, then you may have to do every alternate day. Okay, and since the feces will be there and wet condition will be there, flies are generally a greater nuisance. Okay, flies will be there, because why flies will be there? Apart from the manure, why flies may be there? Flies will be there in deep litter system of management also. But here it is more. Why? Because first thing is that you are going to put many number of birds inside the house. So when you are putting many numbers of birds, usually it becomes congested, and the fecal material, it never gets dried easily, because they will be in the fecal tray. So always the fly, they will attract the flies. But in case of deep litter system, it gets mixed up with the litter materials. Okay, and it becomes dry. Smell is also less. So those things are always there. Then eggs from caged hens usually have a higher incidence of blood spots. Okay, higher incidence of blood spots. Just remember what is blood spot. We will discuss again, because when we discuss about the formation of egg and all, we'll discuss about blood spots. Then the bones of the caged layers are usually more fragile and are more easily broken. What may be the reason?
Lack of sunlight.
Lack of sunlight. Yes, very good. Lack of exercise. Then any other? So these are the two main things. Okay, lack of exercise, and moreover they will not get sunlight. Okay, and then odor and fly problem is always there. So these are the disadvantages of layer management. But usually in case of the layer system, if you go for the commercial layers, then it is always a good system. There are lots of advantages are there in comparison to the litter system. But in case of broilers, of course, we should not go for the cage system of management, because when many numbers of broilers are kept, you can always go for the litter system of or floor system of management, because that is more profitable. Okay. But in case of layers, since you want to know the egg production of the birds, which is not possible when many numbers of birds are together, and also to know their production, and it becomes very easy for them for culling of the birds which are not laying. Okay. The next is important thing is that what should be the floor space required. Now the floor space required under the cage system of management is that they are it is very less as compared to the litter system. Okay, and very less as compared to the semi-intensive as well as extensive system. Okay, so the floor space required is chick, that is 0 to 8 weeks, only 0.3 square feet. Okay, whereas in case of litter management or in floor, we usually give 0.5 square feet. In case of growers, it is 9 to 16 weeks, we give only 0.5 square feet, whereas in case of the other system, and that is in floor management, we usually give 1 to 1.25 square feet. And for in case of layers, that is 0.6 square feet, we usually give 2 to 2.5 square feet. Okay, in case of that. So lots of space is given so that they can exhibit their social behavior or their behavior. Okay, which is very much required also, but for commercial purpose, it is always you can go for this cage system of management. Okay, so try to remember the floor space that is required under the cages. Then what are the different specifications that will be there? The floor of the cage will have a slope towards front. Okay, let me have a photograph first. Okay. So this is a type of cage. Okay, this is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is a cage. Okay, so when we say that this, when the specification in the specification slide, when we say that the slope towards the front, you mean this one. Okay, so this is the back of the cage, and these are the feeders, these are the waterers, and then always there is a slope towards the front, so that when the bird lay the egg, it will come to the front. Okay, and below we usually have the fecal tray we can have. Okay, so this we mean this one. Okay, so always there will be a slope towards the front. So this one, the floor of the cage will have a slope towards front. Okay, and most material for laying cage floors is welding wire fabric you can use. Sometimes the wire is coated with plastic, so different materials you can use. Then most cage floors are constructed of 14 gauge wire. Okay, 14 gauge wire to give necessary strength. These are the different materials that you can use. Usually cage floors are constructed of wire with a mesh size of this one. Mesh size means what should be the hole. The wire floor should be extended past the front of the cage for 18 centimeter and rounded up so as to collect the eggs there. So what usually it is done is that this the floor of the cage is extended to the front, so that when the egg is laid, okay, when the egg is laid, it will come, because of the slope that they are going to maintain, it will the egg will come to the front. Okay, so that is the mechanism of majority of the cages. To conserve space, thereby reducing the investment in the house in which the laying cages are placed, many methods have been developed to house birds in a given area. You can go for single deck, you can go for double deck, you can go for triple deck, also triple deck, and sometimes you can go for quadruplet deck also, but we don't go for this quadruplet. Only in case of battery cages we go for it, because if the height is too much, then the topmost, because you cannot have the cage on the floor, okay, you will have to have a gap, and on top of that the other compartments will be and there. So If you make it very high, then the person who is giving feed and all has to climb up a ladder and then give the birds feed. Okay, so that also becomes a cumbersome unless and until it is completely automatic, like the computerized everything, the feeding and also the feeds and all are also placed in the feeder automatically. Okay, in Western countries and even here, as like Venkatesh hatcheries and all, they are big hatcheries, so you might get this type of automatic cages, but usually the water used to be automatic, like in our farm also water is automatic, it used to come through the pipes, but the feeding usually it is done manually in most of the cases. Okay, so these are the things that you try to remember, but this will change depending upon the farmers, but floor space will not change. Is it clear? What type of material you are going to go, but you have to see that whatever material you are going to use, no sharp edges should be there, because it will injure the footpad of the birds. Okay, so those things you have to take care. It should be comfortable. Rusting should not be there. You should not use any type of materials where rusting is there, because feces and urine will come in contact, so no sunlight and all will fall, so rusting may be there in the long run. So whatever material you are going to select, you have to select in such a way that it is durable. Okay, it is durable, and also rat proofing should be there, because if you're going to use plastics, then rats will easily they will bite and they will make a hole. Okay, even with very hard material also they used to do it, but usually with plastics it is very easy for them to make a hole, so you have to make it rodent proof. Is it clear? Next is the floor of the cage should be about 1 meter higher than the ground level. So this is very important. Okay, but in some cases it may not be 1 meter. But if you have this 1 meter height, that means the elevated type of cages you can have. And in this type of cages, you can have only one layer, one row, and the fecal material will fall on the ground. Okay, so those types you can have the droppings may fall on a shallow pit 30 centimeter, and there you can put some worms, and the worms will convert the fecal material into vermicompost. Okay, that type also you can do. And long continuous troughs are used for feeding cage layers, and water may be supplied automatically through nipple drinkers, and birds should be dewormed once in every 3 months. But in case of the floor management, we might go for earlier deworming. Okay, so here we can also go for examination of the feces, because since the birds will be in cages, we can go for the examination and we will know which bird is suffering from parasitic infestation, and then we can go for the deworming of those particular birds. Okay, there is no need for deworming all the birds if they are not having any worms. Okay, but in case of litter system, we will not know which birds are having, because we will not know. We have to see and watch which bird is defecating and all. So it is not possible. Okay, so that is why the deworming you can do it less frequently in case of the cage system of management. Next this is another it is a cage where the birds are kept, the individual cages. This is a conventional type of cage. So different types of cages are there. This is a conventional cage. Front feeding length, it may be 15. Here only one bird can be kept. Okay, it is one bird can be kept in one cage. So this is a conventional type. And the floor slope you should be 1.5 inch per running 12 inch. So there will be a slope. One slope will be that side and the other slope will be this side. If the floor where the birds are there, if there is no slope towards the back side, then the egg will not go. It will remain in some corner. So here, where the floor will be there, and the slope will be towards the back, and after that the extended part, the slope will be front, so that once the egg is laid, the egg will roll down to the front. See here, the eggs are coming to the front. Okay, because here when the birds are there, so this slope will be towards the back side. Okay, and the slope is usually maintained at the rate of 1.5 inch per running 12 inch. Okay, so in 12 inch you will get a slope of 1.5 inch. Okay, so that part you have to keep in mind. Otherwise, there will be you have to go on collecting the eggs from each and every cage. You have to open it, then take the cage and put it. But here, when the eggs come here, compartments will be there. You will know that this egg is from this bird or this bird. Okay, and while giving the feed, you can collect the egg and you can have a record. Okay. Next, different types of cages based on the bird density. If you have very few numbers of birds, you can go for single or individual bird cage. Only one bird in a cage, this type. Okay, you will have the feeder. Then here the egg will be collected, and you can simply keep this on the litter material or on a platform. You can keep it, and the fecal material can be collected. Then multiple bird cage from 2 to 10 birds also you can have in this single row. Here, if the capacity is a big one, you can keep 4 or 5 numbers of birds up to 10 numbers, and colony cages will be there. If the size is a big one, you can go for around 11, more than 11 birds per cages. So this is depending upon the density of bird. If you have less number of birds and if you want to keep them in a one row, then simply you can go for this type of cages. Material will depend upon the capacity of the farmers. Okay, so the higher quality material, it will cost highly. Next is based on the number of rows, how many rows you want to have. If you have many numbers of birds, then it is always better to go for different multiple rows. So when you go for multiple rows, these are the type. You can go for single deck. Okay, single deck you can keep here. Then this is the double deck, that is 2-decker. You can go for triple deck. This is the 3-decker, and you can go for 4-deck together. Okay, but we usually like in the stair type of system, we usually don't go for this 4 decks. Okay, we usually go for the 3 decks. But if it is a compartment battery cages, I'll show you battery cages, we can go for 4 compartment. Is it clear? So based on the density, you can go for a single layer, multiple this one single for a single bird. You can go for colony cages. There's so many numbers of birds can be kept. If based on the number of rows, how many rows you are going to have, you can go for single row, double row, triple row, or even 4 rows. Is it clear? And by seeing the pictures, you will know. Next is the based on the arrangement of cages, how the cages are put. That is very important. Okay, how best you can utilize the floor space, that is also another factor. Now, if you want to have more number of birds and you can keep the birds in groups, okay, then it is always better to go for this type of cages that is known as the battery cages. So in our case, we usually put the quails under this system of management, because you can keep many birds together, and many cages can be kept in a room. Okay, but the one disadvantage here is that it is costly, because you have to put trays, fecal tray underneath each compartment. Okay, under each compartment you will need a fecal tray, so that the birds, the feces of the birds on the first on the topmost compartment will not fall on the body of the next compartment. Okay, so this type, it is known as the battery cages. Batteries mean in compartments. Okay, and there is another one like stair step cages. This one you will have one like this, then like stair type. Okay, so in this type of cages, what usually happens, we may not put fecal tray underneath, because this cage underneath there will be no birds. There will be a stair type, and the birds in the second will be little down, and you will not have on top of the other. Okay, so they will be in a stair type. More space is required in this type, but you will not need a fecal tree underneath. So what you can have a raised type of platform, and then you can give 1 meter height, and then all the fecal material will fall on the ground, or you can put some litter material, and then you can use that. Okay, so stair step cages, they may be of M type. This is M type. Okay, something like M type, and there may be of L type. L type will be like this, and another will be like this. Okay, so the different types will be there. So this is these are the different compartments. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You know just a variety, what are the different types. Then based on the type of bird reared, you can have chick cages, grower cages, layer cages, and breeder cages. Okay, and in case of breeder cages, what we do is that we usually keep 4 or 5 females together with 1 male, or whatever may be the requirement. Okay, or we can put it in single cages. Then arrangement of cages, already I told you cages may be arranged in 2 or 3 rows depending on the capacity that you are having. And one very common term that we use is known as the Californian cages. So this is next slide. This is known as a Californian cages. So this one is a Californian cage. Okay, this is a battery cage, and this is a Californian cage. Okay, in Californian cage, it is always stair type. Okay, it is stair type, and it is space requirement will be more because you cannot stack. Okay, you cannot put one, so space requirement will be low. But manure handling is very easy in comparison to this battery cages. Okay, so this is the California or high raised elevated cage. So you have seen this is high raised, and underneath it may be gap will be there. You can go for 1 meter height, and you can have a raised floor, and then the others down underneath you can put some litter material and fecal material will fall on the ground. So this is the system. These 2 pillars you can make 1 meter high, and then on top of that these cages will be there. Okay, so this type of houses provide sufficient ventilation. Okay, it's provides sufficient ventilation and waste management, because when you have this type, what will happen, here birds will be there, on top of that birds will be there, so it is little bit ventilation is not very proper. But in this type of cages, proper, and also less number of birds will be kept under the Californian system than that of the battery system. Okay, and so these are the things, the height and all, you can go through it, the specification, you can always go through it. Now there already I have told you that you can keep the birds under the single row or on this one in individual cages, or else you can go for this stair type of cages. Okay, so what are the advantages of this stair type of cages? Are also known as reverse cages, because the birds can move from birds can go here and this side, and because fecal material will be provided. Okay, so this type, because we will have one here, another one will be there. So this type, it is also known as the reverse type of cages. Okay, reverse cages. So the advantage of keeping the birds under the conventional cages and under the reverse cages is that more feeding space is available in reverse cages as compared to the conventional cages. So all birds can take feed at a time, whereas in conventional cages, if few birds are taking feed, the others will not be able to take the feed. Okay, so a number of cracked eggs is less due to lesser rolling distance and better ventilation in reverse cages than in case of the conventional cases. So we should always go for this Californian type of cages, which is very much good for keeping the layers. Okay. Any query? So we have discussed about the two systems. One is when you keep the birds in the floor, because these two are the intensive system of management. Under intensive system of management, you can either keep the birds on floor. Floor means you have to use something, or else you can keep in the cages. So in cages, these are the different methods. In floor, either you can give some litter material, spread some litter material on the floor and keep the birds there, or else you can use slatted floor. Okay, slatted floor, so that the fecal material will fall on the bedding material, or there will be a gap. Okay, there will be a gap distance from the floor to the slatted floor, so that the fecal material will fall, and you have to clean the fecal material from time to time. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, the measurements of the cages, is it required for examination point of view?
No.
Okay,
It is not required, because the measurement of cages will depend upon what type of bird you are going to keep. But this measurement is important, okay? And the first measurement, that is for each bird, that is this one. This measurement is important. Like, what should be the floor slope? That you have to know. 1.5 inch per running 12 inch. That is very much important, okay? And front feeding length is not required. Height is important, back height is important, and depth is important. So these three, if you know, that is the front height, the back height, depth, and the floor slope, then everything you will know. If you're going to keep one bird, it will be like that. Height will remain the same for all the birds, but the dimension will be different. But you have to know the floor space required. Whether 0.5 square feet, whether 0.6 square feet, whether 1 square feet, whether 2 square feet, that the floor space required per bird, you have to know. There is no other alternative. But measurement of the cages, it will depend upon how many numbers of birds you are going to keep. Is it clear? But you have to know this thing. What should be the height of at the front? What should be the height? This height, this height, this height. What should be the slope? That is very much important. Is it clear?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any other query? So with this, we have discussed whatever we tried theoretically about the housing system. When you come back, if you get a chance, and then anyway, even if you don't get this year, then when you go for LFP classes, you will come to know regarding the different houses. Okay, so we'll wind up here. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
what will
Thank
be
you,
the
ma'am.
syllabus
Yes,
of our second internal exam? What will be the syllabus of your second
syllabus
internal
will
exam?
do everything that we have discussed for poultry.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Those who have attended the class very attentively, for them it will not be any problem, because the whatever are the salient points that already I have told you in the classes, it will not be difficult for you. Okay. That is why always I give stress that you attend the classes regularly. Okay. So I think till today, whatever we have discussed will be included in your exam from the unit 6. Because we'll have another class on next Friday. That will not be included, okay? But you have to attend the class. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Thank you, ma'am.
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 No.